Welcome back to Newsmakers. I'm Jess Todd-Feld. My guest today, Dr. Cynthia Glickman, who's the author of the new book, Your Reality Sucks, Change It. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
So what is this book? We've been hearing about it, and we wanted to get you on. Tell us about it.
Well, my mission in life is to spread joy.
Yes.
Okay, so that's my life purpose.
Ah.
And one day, I was sitting at my table in my kitchen and
Yes.
literally eating, which is totally out of character for me,
Yeah.
out of a bag of Mission tortilla chips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I had a craving, had to have some, stopped at the store,
Yeah.
grabbed these, right? I'm looking at the bag and I'm like, what am I doing? You know, why am I?
Just going
yeah.
through? You mean just
Munching
like
it,
a
but
shovel?
I'm looking at the bag and I'm looking at mission and I actually started asking myself, yeah, what's my
Oh.
mission? What's my mission? All of a sudden I spit the chips out everywhere and I'm like, my mission is to spread world joy.
Really?
And so my book is actually a solution to a problem that is of epic proportions today in our society, and that is people not taking responsibility for their lives. A lot of people are playing the blame game, right?
Yeah.
It's your fault I'm not happy. And in my book, I look to kind of dispel that and help people in a humorous way look at themselves and go, wait a second, what am I creating?
Yeah. So you're saying people live in their own reality, and they're crabby and complaining. Now that I think about it, a lot of people, it's Monday.
Right.
Right, it was raining yesterday. Saying that's the reality that they've created for themselves. Instead of finding the positive, you're saying, change it.
Absolutely.
How can we change it?
Well, was inspired to write the book
Yeah.
by a situation that actually was happening in my workplace. I owned a real estate company. I had 30 agents working for me. I had 6 staff members. And as you know, the economy was taking a dive. I'm in Las Vegas. Foreclosures are on the rise. You know, we're seeing this like huge, like, oh my gosh, mass destruction on the news everywhere. And my agents were coming in saying, oh my God, can you believe this? The world is coming to an end. And they're just quite literally just bitching and moaning, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, well, that's your reality, because here I am, I've built relationships with the banks, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm going for it, and I'm creating business.
Right.
So after a while, I was trying to inspire them, actually, and say, hey, you know, this is how you're looking at it. And finally, one day, I was sitting down writing, and it came to me, I'm like, your reality really sucks. Because they're like, you know what, that's reality, that's how it is, the economy is this way.
Right.
Well, that's your reality.
Oh.
Your reality sucks, so change it.
Wow. And then something was born.
And that
led
was
to the
it.
book.
It literally inspired the book. In fact, I ended up writing the book about a couple weeks later, within 8 days.
Wow.
It was that inspired. I was like, this has to get out there.
Yeah. Now, there are other books that are out there saying that you should change your life or you should see things differently. There are some things that make this book a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Tell us.
Well, ultimately, the reason why this book is different is one, just the positive, humorous spin that I take to it. But I really like to refer to, I love a lot of these authors out there, these self-help authors. I'm a junkie myself.
Yes.
And as I was reading all these books, I realized there was a missing piece. And what makes my book different is that I take those pieces that may be a little airy-fairy, sort of like esoterical, and I bring it down to the concrete for people. And I give them real-life solutions that they can use in their daily lives. And it's like Deepak and Wayne on steroids.
Nice.
In your face, wake up and smell the coffee, let's get on with our lives.
Yeah. Wow, that's some good stuff.
Kabam.
Kabam. And now I have to ask you, you have some other books out there, one of them in particular, your memoir, called The Daughter of a Porn King.
Yes.
Yes. So some folks who are watching right now may not know that that's something else in your background. Well, give us a little insight into that part of your life.
Sure. My father was in the porn industry, which was not exactly the environment that you would think would be full of fertile ground.
It wasn't Leave It to Beaver?
No, it wasn't Leave It to Beaver.
I know they're obvious jokes. Anyway.
But it ended up being a great environment for me because I saw this environment where women were objects and had an opportunity to see really the complete opposite of what I've created in my life. And so I'm a living example of it doesn't matter what your life situation is. I don't care what the economy looks like. I don't care if your parents are drug lords, it doesn't matter, because it can be the catalyst for the change in your life. As in mine, I went from being the daughter of a porn king to a PhD to a multi-million-dollar business professional to a 4-time author.
Right.
So you can do anything you want. It's all a choice.
So it turns out, you have this whole other life before, but it really inspired and led to what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
It had this direct tie-in?
So it's completely tied into all the messages in all of my books.
Yeah.
So I've also written a book called Finding Your Joy Bubble, which is 22 spiritual laws that can help you to live in your joy.
Yes.
And so you can see the common thread throughout all of them. And
who doesn't want joy in their life? It's silly. You and I, before we were talking, somebody was clapping backstage here, and we both agreed it's nice to have somebody clap for you.
Yeah.
We should, I guess, encourage
we all
other
want to
people.
feel the love. We all want to feel joy. And by putting it out there and sharing it, we get that much more back. That's just a law that we all know, right? What you give, you will receive.
That's right. And you have great stories and action steps in the book. And how can people find you, by the way?
Okay, well, I have a couple of great projects going on. One of them is we're building some joy communities.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so you can go to my website. You can find out more about the joy communities.
The website is?
www.cynthiaglickman.com.
Okay,
it also ties into daughterofApornking.com. And you can get some free downloads to just get started on living in your joy today.
And give me one idea of something free I can get on there. We like free stuff.
Yeah, actually I have some great stuff for guys, actually.
Yes, all right. Maybe I'll look later.
Right?
Yeah.
I have 5 keys on how to attract the woman of your desire.
I also
have
my wife will like that one that I'm looking on there.
5 quick strategies to change your mood, just like your socks.
That's pretty interesting. Wow. Dr. Cynthia Glickman, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.